Once upon a time there was a little girl, and her name was Red Robin Hood. And she... Eh? Oh, her name was Red Riding Hood, was it? Teacher said so, did she? You and your toughed-up teacher. Knows better than me, I suppose. Can't a girl have more than one name? Her name was Red Robin Riding Hood, so there. Yes, and she was a nice little girl, she was, not like some I knows of, and her mother could trust her, and when her granny was lying ill in the buildings, her mother could send her round with a basket. Yes, and what was in the basket, eh? There was 2 of tripe, a pint and a half of winkles, and something in a bottle what don't concern you. And her mother could trust her, she could, and she says to her, "Don't you dare touch that tripe, me lady. Your grandmother knows whether tripe's been gnawed off or cut off. Yes, and she knows how many winkles goes to a pint. And she ain't taking any empty shells neither. Here, give me all your pins," says her mother, "and don't you so much as lift the lid of that basket, or I'll take the hide off your back, me lady." Ah, she was well brung up, she was. So off she goes up into the High Street, and ever such a long way, and when she comes to, she finds she's lost herself. Yes, but she don't go asking no men or boys, no. She waits for a copper to come along, and just then something brushes against her, and what do you think it was? Aeroplane, fatty. Of course it wasn't an aeroplane. It was a wolf. A great big greedy monstrous wolf with great big shining teeth, ready to chew little girls up a lot smaller than sausage meat. "Oh, good morning," says he. "Oh, hop it," says she. "Tumble off quick, and you needn't come sniffing round my basket. I don't want your help to carry it," says she. "And if I've got to go and see my grandmother what's laying ill in Goldsmith Buildings, that ain't no business of yours," says she. "Oh, all right," says the wolf. "Good after breakfast," and off he pops. And at last she comes to the buildings. When she gets to her grandmother's door, she gives a big shove, and the door comes open, and she sees her granny lying over in a dark corner on a bed without no bedstead. So she says, "Good morning, Granny." She says, "Mother sent you something in a basket. She hopes it'll suit your health." "Oh, all right," says her granny. "Put it down and come over here." And she goes over. Oh, she does feel funny. And she says, "Oh, grandmother, how dark your eyes is this morning." "Yes," says her granny. "I had an argument with a lady in the court last night, and the other lady's got darker eyes than what I have, and 2 of 'em," says her granny. And, "Oh, grandmother, what big shining teeth you got." "Yes," says the wolf, for it wasn't her granny after all, but the wolf what had ate her grandmother up. "Yes," says the wolf, hopping out of bed, "and I brought them along with me to eat you up and your basket after." With that he starts gnawing at her toes to eat her all up. She hollers and screams and yells, and just then who should come running in but Winston Churchill. Yes, and Winston Churchill, he draws his sword, chops off the wolf's head, out comes her granny out of his inside, and she wasn't hurt a little bit. And now Red Riding Hood's married and keeps a pub, and you can see the head of the wolf stuffed in the bar parlour, and they all lived happy ever after.